Hi guys, it's Gloria, cheap, yummy, shiny. I thought today I would do kind of a dual thing. I'm going to put on my makeup for the day, light work makeup. I don't want to do like a big full whatever. I'm going to do my face with September's Boxycharm. So I'll show you everything that's in there. I might or might not use everything that's in here, but I'll show you at least what there is. So I'll first of all start out with prepping my face. I have my sunblock on. I don't usually use a lot of primer on my face itself, although I think I will use a little eyeshadow primer. This is a Kiko Milano eyeshadow primer. I think it's just their basic one. I don't even know if they make this one because they changed a lot of their products last year, I want to say, or this year. This year they changed a lot of their products. So this is just the Kiko Milano eyeshadow primer. And then as the winter goes on, I do use primer on my face a bit more, but it's still a bit warm. It's supposed to be in the 80s today, and in Manhattan it's going to be hotter than the 80s. So I will be sweating. So I am dressed still a bit summery. So for some people in the country, you're going to be like, wow, you're dressed kind of cool for October. And I'll be like, yeah, for some reason, we're kind of hot up here. I don't know why. We're just hot. Hot. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start off with the RCMA No Color Powder. What that does is it provides a base. My skin, thankfully, it still has a bit of oiliness here and there, and especially if it's hot, I prefer a powder base over a primer base. A primer base will sometimes slide off my face a bit. I know it's not supposed to, but when you're sweating, kind of everything does. There isn't much that you can do. And because in Manhattan you end up mostly, waiting in hot train stations that aren't air conditioned and walking really fast, you get to work already slightly sweaty if it's warm out. So, ew. Really good conditioner. Deodorant, I should say. Lumi. Just, I'll put it up there, but it's the only thing that's gotten me through. And even then, this summer was brutally hot, and even Lumi was having trouble keeping up with, this is gross, but if you sweat it off, there's nothing there to help you. It was hard. Oh, and I'm not telling you what I'm using. I am so sorry. And I have makeup all over my stuff, but this is the Born This Way concealer in the shade light beige. And then I tend to do, when it's hot, I don't tend to do a lot of foundation. Again, I'm not just sitting there sweating a little bit, when you're walking as fast as you can and it's hot and stress and whatever else, I at least will sweat off my makeup and just ruin it. Thankfully, this makeup, I've noticed the stuff that I've used doesn't oxidize, and it should, as much as I sweat and as hot as it is. But thankfully, I've gotten lucky and I haven't seen any oxidation. Even when I get home, it's still pretty intact, which is nice. And I don't use a lot. I tend to do very light foundation, just cover up a little bit of redness, a little bit of broken capillaries, which I plan on having lasered off, etc., etc. Dark circles, which I just kind of have permanent ones. So, and it has to do with allergies, I'm told, because I actually do sleep, but it is what it is. A little more concealer underneath where there's darkness, and there isn't much I can do. My eyes are a little puffy, and again, allergies are kind of hitting me right now. How about you guys? Allergies? And Wayne Goss always says, people say they do this, but they never do it. I do. I get a dry beauty blender that I haven't used. I have my little discolored one. I switched to a fresh one, and I put it in a tissue and just blot off any excess oil or excess concealer, whatever, and it just gives you a smoother surface that lasts longer throughout the day. And then whenever I powder, it also avoids cakiness. And cakiness is not, it ain't a good look. It just isn't. Okay, so I will powder again, some more RCMA No Color Powder. The Laura Geller Baked Blush and Brighten. Tropic Hues is the color. So I'm going to grab this brush, and I'm going to kind of semi-contour. I've been out in the sun a bit more than I like lately, because I've been doing some background slash extra, background character actor slash extra work. And it's always exteriors, I swear. I'm always like pedestrian or volunteer or something. Okay, so it has a little bit of shimmer to it. I tend not to like a lot of shimmer on my face because I still have some texture from old scarring, like acne, adolescent acne, which again, I plan to have lasered off. And just because I don't want it to shimmer too much, I'm going to grab another, this is another powder, the Aesthetics, I guess they call it the P12 brush. Again, I got it in one of my Boxycharm boxes. I get a lot of brushes from them, and a lot of them are synthetic, and don't turn your nose up at synthetics, especially if you're trying to avoid cruelty-free and stuff. Even if they brush the ink, they're still being held in little cages. It's not like they're running free and happy. Just telling you. And I'm not preaching too much. I do have a couple of neat brushes. It makes me feel a little sad for the little animals. Nightingale, the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette. So let me open it up. It does have a mirror, which I will cover, but here. So here's a look at the palette. It's really beautiful palette for the fall and the winter season. It really is. They did come with a set of brushes, which I don't need to open today. These are really nice. Alamar Cosmetics, Ojitos brush set. Oh, Ojitos means little eyes. Grab this Hide and Seek shade. And I'm going to put it above the crease because I have hooded eyes. And the older you get, the more hooded they get. And a little bit in the corner. I tend to like to keep the eyelid clean if I can, or at least light colored, just because it tends to hide that I have such a hooded eye. Okay, blend, 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 blend. A little bit underneath, just to make it seamless. Bring it in here so it just, so I follow the eyeball. Everything is worn off of it, but it's one of the angled eyeshadow brushes from Sephora, from the professional line, with this brown right here that's called Flip Out. Just the tiniest bit after I just said I didn't want to warm it up. And I'm just going to darken the corner. Barely. Just the tiniest bit. Like bring it down underneath my eye, warm up the corner. Again, the tiniest bit. There we go. Bring it up. Again, I want to make a false crease here because if I just do it on the crease, it's going to make my eyes look really small and piggy because of my, because I have hooded eyes. So I'm sort of when you're doing this, you're creating the optical illusion that your crease is a little further up, and it makes your eyes look bigger and not quite as hooded. If you use a primer especially and you don't use a base color or powder or something before you put on eyeshadow, it doesn't blend as well. It gets a little patchy. Have you noticed that? So it's, if you think you might have that, then, you know, if you're going to not use a lot of light colors and build out from light to dark, which is what I like to do a lot, but I do it when I'm in a hurry, I don't do it. Then put on some powder, like I used RCMA No Color powder on my eyelids, and that's one of the reasons why, so it blends better and I don't have the patchiness. Okay, this Nocturnal color right here, very, very little, and kind of lighten up my eyelid with it a little bit. Not too much. I'm not looking to look overly made up, and I think I'm actually going to even skip eyeliner today. Just so you know, they did put a Butter London Glaze and Lustrous Liner in the box. Really beautiful. Nice. Next, curl my lashes. Wander Beauty Unlashed Volume Coral and mascara. Honestly, this is not my favorite mascara. It's not awful. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. You know, I don't want to not use it. I've stopped using mascaras and just thrown them away. Even, you know, I've tried and tried and tried, and I'm like, I don't like them. This is not one of them. Again, not my favorite, but not bad. Not bad at all. Although it is almost time to switch to another mascara. Remember, every 3 months, once you use it, even if you don't use it all the time, you've already used it. You know what that means? You've introduced bacteria, and it'll slowly start breaking down the preservatives in there. Or the preservatives will just, you know, not be able to do their job, and the bacteria will start growing. So just keep in mind. It's there's someone I know, she's just 18, doesn't use makeup all that often, and instead of buying her, I'll give her makeup, and instead of buying her or giving her full-size mascaras, I give her samples. Because if you throw them away, it's not a big loss, but I don't want her... Look what I did. I don't want her to use old mascara on her eye and give herself an eye infection. It's not good. Hank and Henry. These are all full-size products. $20 for the box. Hello. This color is called Pedal Pusher, and it's Roller Party. Definitely during the mat. All right. Overline the tiniest bit. All right. This is fluff up my hair a little bit. I have a sample of Chanel Belle Respiro. Ears, pulse points, all that fun stuff. And, spicy. And I am ready to go to work. All right, guys, thank you so much for sitting with me while I get ready this morning and enjoying the Boxycharm. Remember, $20, all that full-size product. That's all I pay, $20. And if you pay like 3 or 6 or 12 months, you pay even less. All right, guys, thank you so much. Be good, be safe, and remember, be nice. Bye.